Welcome in. It's the Positively Petland Show, AM 800 KXIC. I'm your host, Jay Capron, with Ron Salsrud from Petland of Iowa City. And we have a special guest today. Brian Hypes is here. Brian's with Kent and Kent Pet Group. You may know if you're in the ag world, Iowa, a very agricultural state, and they have some of their roots in working with people that work with livestock and horses. And we'll tell you more about that coming up here and how they're tied into the pet industry. In fact, some of the things that you can buy right at Petland of Iowa City are made right here in Muscatine, right down the road in Muscatine. So we'll tell you about that and more. Brian, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Doing well. Thank you for having me today.
Glad to have you. I'm curious for you to tell our listeners. We'll have you explain a little bit about your company. Ron's back here again too. Ron, how are you doing?
Doing very good.
Good. I have you on the wrong microphone. Now, how are you doing?
Doing very good still.
Good. You have a big book in front of you too, and that is, what is that? The World History of Dogs? What's it called?
It's AKC's here. What's the appropriate title? The AKC's The New Complete Dog Book, 21st edition. I was at a trade show. I was at the Iowa Pet Breeders Conference, and I was visiting the AKC book, and you guys all know that we review breeds on the air, and I'm usually just using their stuff that they have online.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at that book and I go, you have much more extensive information in this book. Can I have it?
I like it.
And they just handed it right to me. And
we've ended up repeating. I mean, we've been doing the show now 4 years, so we've repeated breeds, especially some of the more popular ones. But maybe that should be a goal this year, is that we'll go through, even if you don't carry some of the breeds, we'll maybe just chat about some ones that we haven't talked about all that much.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be kind of interesting just to educate our listeners and ourselves about some of the breeds that are in that book. So kind of a cool deal there. And so Ron is here. We're going to talk about, obviously the tie-in here is that we have Kent Group here, which is they make By Nature, and they make the world's best cat litter. Is that what it's called? The world's best? Okay.
Yes, it is.
And so we'll talk about that, and we'll have some fun. Well, the breed of the week is the Siberian Husky.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one, by the way?
Yes, two of them.
Two Siberian Huskies. Great. And then the food we'll review will be with
By Nature.
By Nature.
So both dog and cat.
That's where we're going. Before we get to Brian, though, I wanted to just ask you, because you've been a busy bee, it sounds like. Did this all stem from your letter to the editor?
No, you're talking about my work over with the legislator during this open session right now that we're in. No, it's actually, ever since we bought the store, I get when you hear about what people say about breeders, it just troubles me because I work with breeders on a weekly basis, and I see the great breeders that are out there, and they talk about they hate that they are just downed upon so much in so many different ways with the derogatory comments and all that, and they get harassed. If you didn't know that, all breeders in Iowa get harassed because of the hateful and anger comments that are put out there. And so for 10 years, just kind of scratching your head, what do you do? What do you do? And I just started talking with our legislator, our representatives and our senators, and saying, what can we do as a state to help our breeders? And so about 3 years ago is when I started talking with them, just saying, what do we do? This year, it just, like, a lot of things came to a head. It wasn't all anything I did, it was just like what everybody has been doing. And so the beginning of this legislator season, I said, we talk about more and more inspection, and I don't see that solving any problem. In fact, I think the biggest issue that we have for breeders that are maybe not doing the right thing, that's on the internet. The internet is not regulated at all. And so that was my message at the beginning of the season, or of this legislation season. Well, last week I was sitting down with some representatives, and they said, Ron, what we would really like to see is a self-inspection program for the breeders that they administer by themselves. And they talked about stories about how other industries have done things like this, and it was profoundly great for the industry. And so I said, I hear you. And I did have the Breeders Association in there with me when we were talking. And I said, let's bring this message, because last weekend, so Thursday is when we sat down with them. On Friday and Saturday, there was an Iowa Breeders Conference. And so the leaders of that conference were sitting in the room as well. And we all looked at each other and said, let's bring this to that conference and get something going. That conference, that was our goal. When we walked out, we had a little powwow. There was very few of us, and we said, we're going to make this happen. They're telling us that this is the right way to go. Let's do it. And so that's what we did. There's hundreds of breeders that show up for this breeder conference in Des Moines. We talked with them a lot throughout it. And then one of the last little sessions we put together, we had them all sit down and we said, we want to see this. And we've talked with the legislators. We want to brand Iowa breeders as the best breeders in the world. And that's our vision. And so we went down that path. There are 3 different ways that you can, or that we identified that are already in place. People are doing them as far as the self-inspection program. Other states are doing it and other organizations. And we have 3 groups studying those 3 scenarios, put the best of the best together and make an inspection program administered by the breeders, where there'll be like 3 people going into a breeding place, and they'll be able to evaluate. So you eliminate the biases and stuff like that. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what we're doing. It's obviously much more extensive than that. And there is probably about 40 people working on this program throughout the state, looking at these 3 different options, and then all be coming together to say what's the best of the best.
It's unfortunate to think about the breeders that are doing it, the right way, that are being harassed and attacked, and to have them do some self-inspection seems to make some sense. So it's interesting. And I know, again, your letter got a lot of attention. I know that's why I was curious if that's if they invited you after reading that letter, or if that had anything to do with it at all. But it was just basically your voice. You were just kind of looking for support for breeders.
Yeah, and that's the letter to the editor I put in the Gazette was exactly that.
They put it in the Press Citizen too.
Oh, excellent. I didn't even catch
that. Yeah.
That's awesome that they published it, because what I was looking for is, let's come together on this issue. Let's stop arguing and saying hurtful things. Let's solve it. And that's exactly what happened last week. The beginning of the end, so to speak, is starting, and we'll go forward. Will there be people that still are haters and all that? As somebody put out, haters will be haters. Haters will hate. Sure, but we'll get that message out to everybody about what the great breeders in Iowa are all about, and get that word out as well.
That's Ron Salzberg with Petland of Iowa City. And what we're going to do is we'll get you our amazing pet story, and then we'll take a break and come back with Brian Hypes from Kent Pet Group. We'll talk about that coming up here on AM 800 KXIC, Iowa City. And I thought what we could do for our amazing pet story is there's a local tie-in. I just had to find a story. I forgot where it was at. It was a cat that saved somebody from carbon monoxide, I think it was.
A cat?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was in Waterloo. Let's see. Just a second. There it is, Cedar Falls. Oh, okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
It's time for the amazing pet story of the week.
All right, thanks, big voice guy. The amazing pet story of the week. He ran straight out of here because there's a new visitor here in town, and he took his seat, so he was upset. Big voice guy.
I was wondering what
he's jealous of Brian here. All right, big voice guy. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
I'll go give him a hug.
Yeah, go say hi to big voice guy. All right, so here we go. This one is local enough. It's Eastern Iowa. Cedar Falls is the location. Just this last weekend, Waterloo Falls Courier reports that a resident told the fire chief, John Schilling, that a pet cat kept meowing at the ceiling of an apartment and kept the person was sleeping and that kept waking the person up. Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah,
and the
cat owners know
and
this.
looking up at the ceiling, and the person sleeping, probably saying, "Stop it!" Throwing pillows, I would guess, that whole deal. And then all of a sudden, they noticed there was some heat coming from above. Fire crews found a fire in the attic. It caused significant damage to the roof structures, and they were able to get out of the building. They say it was caused by an electrical problem in a bedroom light fixture, but it caused a roof in the fire in the attic, and the cat was the first to know. Got everybody out. So that's the amazing pet story of the week.
Everybody get a cat.
I get a cat. Yes, exactly. Those are fun stories, and it's amazing how quickly and easily. I just found a local one, but they happen all the time. There's all these great stories of dogs saving people from bullets or burglars and those types of things. So cool story there. We'll be right back with more after this. We're joined by Brian Hypes. He's with Kent Pet Group. Easy for me to say. We're going to talk about their products. We'll talk about what their company is all about, and we'll talk about By Nature and the Siberian Husky. It's a lot to get to. We'll be right back with more after this. Good morning. Welcome back. It's the Positively Petland Show, AM 800 KXIC, Sunday mornings in the 9 o'clock hour, or online at kxic.com. Just check out our podcast page, and you can listen to this show whenever you'd like. Hear about the amazing pet story of the week, the breed of the week, which we're going to have more details on those breeds of the week because we have a brand new book that Ron got here, and it's got more information. Ron's got a book. A cool book. It's a very big book too. It looks like it could knock somebody out if you whacked him in the head with it. It's about 1,000 pages. And what's it called again? The name of it?
It is. Wow, you hit that right on the head. 1,000 pages. AKC. It's the new complete dog book. We can't talk today.
No.
21st
problem
edition,
with a radio show too.
Just hot off the presses from AKC. It was at a trade show and picked it up. It's
colored, so you get to color photos and a lot of great information. So the Siberian Husky is our breed of the week, and so let's dive into that, and then we'll leave the rest of the time for Brian and for Kent Pet Group.
So it's time to stump.
You can't stump me. It's a Siberian Husky. It's from Siberia. Move on.
Yeah, but Siberia is huge. So what area?
Oh, you jerk. The southwestern quadrant of Siberia.
No, I can't even relate with that. It's the Chukchi people of northeastern Asia.
Northeast. Northeastern Asia. All right.
Which has got to be Siberia.
You stumped me.
And so what was happening was the Chukchi people, and I saw a documentary on some people in that region, and it goes on to say that the Siberian Husky was designed to run all day. Actually, in the documentary, it did.
Really?
They were going from one camp to another camp, and while the guy was on a sled with all the supplies, the dog had to run. He said he just likes to run. It's not like he made the dog run.
Yeah.
And you saw him like start in the morning when it was dark out
and just keep going.
And they were taking off, and the dog just running after.
Well, that tells me when you're looking for an owner, you don't want the couch potato with this guy, huh?
Exactly, and it goes into that. So people in Alaska noticed this husky from Siberia, and they started using it as a sled dog in the races. 1909, the All Alaska Sweepstakes race, the Siberian Husky made its debut there.
Cool.
And then 1930, it got adopted into the AKC club. And got into the AKC. So
nice.
Mid-size working dog, wonderful family dog. These are some of the characteristics that the AKC is bringing out. A wonderful family dog, but it brings out, it was designed to run all day. So you got to have a yard, got to have a willingness to use a leash, because if this one gets out, it's going to run. I always say it. They like to run in a straight line really far.
Bye.
So it just goes.
Yeah.
So have a leash on, and a fenced-in yard is key. They also say they're not good with the landscaping, so don't put a lot of landscaping where this husky is going to hang out. Likes to dig. It's a digging dog kind of a thing. it also puts a caution in the summertime not to exercise in a hot and humid weather.
That makes sense too. Yeah.
Some cautionary things there. And then basic obedience classes are like a requirement. They say are very beneficial, meaning you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to work on the training. It is a shedding dog. While you might have this in an apartment, condo, or a small house, just know you're going to be outdoors every day running this dog, working with this dog. So a lot of energy that you got to let out. We talked about shedding. It has a double coat, so the Fremanata is going to be your friend in this case. And it ends up being in that mid-size breed, somewhere in that 21 to 24 inches at the shoulders.
Okay.
So it's they call it a mid-sized breed, working dog.
Good.
That is the Siberian Husky.
Good information. I could tell already that book has some good extra stuff, like the landscaping tip and some other things. So that'll be nice. All right, so that is it. The Siberian Husky. You do have 2 of those, at least at the time of recording this, and they are beautiful dogs. I've seen many of them over the years, and I always comment how beautiful they are. So nice looking dogs, and they're available at Petland of Iowa City. So now we want Brian Hypes, who's been patiently waiting here from Kent Pet Group. And so you bought some products. We'll talk about those, but let's start first with Brian himself. Where are you from originally, and how'd you end up here in Iowa?
I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and of course I cover quite a big territory. It's about 5 states, so Iowa is one of the states that I do cover for the pet group.
One of the things we haven't talked about yet is whether or not you're a Packer fan. As you know, I'm from Chicagoland, so careful with the answer here.
You have to be a Packer fan.
I figured you're a Packer fan. That's all right. We'll let you stay. So you're here to talk about your group, which is Kent Pet Group. We talked a little off the air, but bring some of that conversation to the air because I think it's interesting. You have some roots in working with livestock and other farmers and other people that are in the agricultural world.
Correct. The company itself was founded around the agricultural world, I believe almost maybe 90 years or so. Still going strong.
Yeah.
Based right here in Iowa, of course, out of Muscatine. The Kent Pet Group is a small portion of a very large family-owned company that really stands behind their products and just does a great job offering top quality products.
So if people think of the Kent Pet Group, you have you have Kent, and it's this big organization. The pet portion is just a piece of that pie, then,
Absolutely.
right? Absolutely. And that's the piece we're going to highlight today, though, to let people know about it. When people are buying products at Petland of Iowa City, you can pull something off the shelf and know that it was made here in the state of Iowa in Muscatine, which is that's a good feeling for a lot of people. I know that's sometimes people buy it just because of that, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of people go to our store because we're owned locally, and Wendy and I and Coy, our inventory manager, when we go out to trade shows, we look specifically for Iowa-made stuff. So, and we're always open. If you know of something that's made in Iowa that is a pet-type product, let us know about it because we'll bring it in. If it's a good quality product, we'll test it out. We'll bring it into the store and support that person. Yeah,
it's hard enough to find stuff made here in the United States, let alone Iowa. You know, I mean, it's a lot of, especially the pet industry, a lot of food, I know, toys and those types of things made in China. So to have a nice local tie-in, that's great. So you're going to talk about a couple different things by nature, and then we're going to talk about the world's best cat litter.
Yes. Let's
start with that because the food of the week is going to be by nature. So tell us about this. What's special about this formula?
You got a lot of nice features about World's Best Cat Litter. It pretty much does everything you want and hope a cat litter would do as far as outstanding odor control, very easy to scoop. It is flushable and septic safe.
Okay.
It's an all natural litter made from renewable whole kernel corn. It's quick clumping. It's lightweight. It's 99% dust free. So a reason why we call it World's Best is it's just that. It really does a great job as being a top performing cat litter.
Is there different sizes? I see you have a relatively small bag of litter there. Do you have bigger bags of it, or is that?
We offer 3 sizes with the 6 different choices that the customer has.
Okay.
Different scents to them, of course, and different strengths.
Okay. Can I take a look at that? Can
you just said it's a small bag. Small.
Oh,
you
don't have
to use as much of this litter as you do those basic clay type litters.
Good point.
I didn't realize this was vacuum sealed too. You could tell it's like a brick that I'm holding right now. So you could tell that would unclump and become more
right
than what's in this bag.
Right. And just, pound for pound or volume per volume, you need less of this product because of the absorbency and how it works and everything compared to clay.
So you're using corn for cat litter. Most of it's the clay-based stuff, right, Ron? The
Clay is what? Do you know the statistic on that? I've never found one. It's like 80% use
It's gotta be
clay,
most,
if not more. And I always say, when did it become okay for us to bring mud into our house and let our cat poop and pee in it and then walk around our house after they've done that? Doesn't it sound like, yeah, when did we allow that to happen? Here, we're trying to get dirt out of our house.
Right.
Here is an alternative that you can use that doesn't have all that dirt and stuff that they're going to track around the house.
Well, I'm looking on the back here too, and it also says that this one bag will last 30 days for one cat, 30 plus days. If you have 2 cats, it's 15 days. So it looks like you know it's long lasting too.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very impressive how it works. You're not doing a lot of scraping or chiseling with you that you do with a lot of the other litters out there, especially the clay-based ones. So this really is just a lot easier of a product to use as far as a cat litter goes.
You know how on the clays, they always talk about dust issues, you know, and it makes sense. There's dust issues. It's clay. When it gets, dry and particularly, a big cloud of dust comes. This is a whole different technology. So you almost eliminate that whole dust theme there. And so you don't have that propagating and creating more work for you around the house, kind of thing. When you have those clays, now you have to wipe that off the counters eventually and all that. Here, you don't have that issue.
When did this product come to the market? Do you know?
I believe that was 1996.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's already got some time.
In my previous life as an engineer, I was down at the plant, and when they had designed this, I was working on the maintenance side of things. And so the head of maintenance asked for the keys of my car because I had parked in the wrong area, he said. What I didn't know is he had already asked me, do you have a cat? And he loaded the back of my car up with World's Best.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
That was nice.
When I got back to my car, I'm like, it was full.
Did you actually park in the wrong spot, or was he just
he was just
to move, just to get your keys?
He just wanted me to try the product because everybody is so proud of the product at Kent, and it was just his pride coming out, and I'm going to give him some of this so he gets hooked on the stuff.
Have you visited the plant there too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very impressive facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's one of is that where this is made, and that's where the food's made too?
The food is actually comes out of Arcade, New York.
Oh, okay.
And we do obviously house a lot of the food. There's a plant up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the litter is made in a plant in our plant in Muscatine, Iowa.
There it is on the side of the bag.
Yeah,
that's cool to see. I think that's awesome with the pride that goes along with buying local, and at least give it a shot and see if this is something that maybe you would like to try. If you have cats, you can buy it and know you're buying something that was made right here in Iowa, supporting the Iowa economy. Muscatine, Iowa, Kent Nutrition Group put in this bag together. How much is this bag? Do you happen to know?
That bag retails for around $7.99.
That's it?
Oh my goodness. So, all right.
Wow.
So now it's also one of the cheapest options. That's cheaper than clay.
Yeah, that's good. I was thinking because it lasts so long, it might be more, because you're getting value out of it. So cool.
Yeah, it's very good value. One of the neat things about World's Best too, I actually just recently found this out, is World's Best cat litter is the #1 selling alternative cat litter, not only in our country, but also in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So right
out of our little state of Iowa,
right. Muscatine,
in the big world.
I'm totally putting you on the spot now, but do you know how much of it you sell?
I don't recall, and we just went over those numbers yesterday. But
that's all right. It's got to be a lot, though. If you're the second,
those notes are in my car, but it is a lot. Yeah.
If you're the second best, or not second best, but the #1 alternative cat litter,
right?
That's cool.
Our numbers are very impressive, to say the least. It's
Do we have any sales going on in our store? Here, I'm asking somebody else.
On the World's Best, yeah, we're going to feature that this month as well as the By Nature.
Okay, so
$2 off. $2 off in the small bag, and
so here $7.99, $8.99, somewhere in that range, and $2 off. You're almost getting, this is getting down to nothing,
right?
I also
good time to try it.
Yeah, and then I see money back guarantee. So try the stuff. You know, if you've been doing clay forever and saying, hey, I'd like to try something different. I like the fact that maybe I can flush this down my, toilet or my septic system and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. This is a really good one to try, and it's got a money back guarantee. So there's really no risk in the thing. And what we're talking $5-6 now on sale. So,
and I was thinking too, with the size of this, is that anyone, senior citizens or anyone that maybe can't lift that big old bag of litter that you would get, this thing, and this is not a very heavy bag, a 7-pound bag, and it's packed very nice and tight. So
right.
Compact.
Right. And that's a trend in clay litter right now. They're making it lighter. Guess what they're doing? They're taking some of the clay out and they're puffing some stuff up.
I did see that. Out there, yeah.
Everybody that has told me about it said it's worthless. When they got the lighter bag of clay.
You're just getting less of it.
Yeah, it was worthless. I had to use a ton more, and it just didn't do what it used to do. And gosh, clay does a poor to fair job at best anyways. So again.
All right, cool. So that's the world's best cat litter. We wanted to feature that. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about with Kent before we get to By Nature? Because that's we always feature a certain food. So is there something you want to tell us about your organization?
Well, if I can just digress a little bit more about World's Best, the other neat thing about it is we offer different strengths of the formulas.
Okay.
So if you have 1 cat versus 3 cats or 5 cats, there is a single to 2 cats and then like a multiple cat formula. And we also offer the litter in different scents as well. We actually have a lavender scent and a pine scent and a forest scent.
Ooh,
that is the one that you're holding there is obviously just the original series, but
yeah, the forest one says it's made with the addition of 100% natural wood fibers. So there's wood fibers as part of the formula too.
Right.
Cool. So different scents for the different people out there that have a different, if you want to try a different type, you can do that too with different scents. Anything else on the litter?
A lot, but we can move on to By Nature if
okay. Yeah, I think time constraints, we probably do have to move on to the By Nature stuff. So you've got that bag here too. That one says it's grain free. Different formulas for this one too?
Yes, we have a grain free line and we also have a balanced diet line. A balanced diet line is very similar to the grain free, but it does have for example, a steel cut oats, which is a grain, but a very beneficial grain to say the least. So it's a very similar line to the grain free. Of course, there's different flavors, different bag sizes, but definitely a premium line of product to say the least. We're getting some great testimonials from it, as Ron had mentioned, and it just got some great features about it.
So what are those features? So like the ingredient list and...
absolutely. Any of the flavors, the first ingredient, you're going to have a deboned meat, poultry, or fish.
Deboned turkey in this one.
Exactly. On top of that, you're going to have prebiotic fibers, probiotic fibers that supports your healthy digestion. And of course, you're going to have a lot of antioxidant-rich superfoods that really boost the immune system as well. So it's just a great combination of high quality ingredients that is all put into this one product.
And Ron, I know you like to go through the lists because and I know it's opened my eyes to some stuff too, because some of the cheaper foods use all that filler and stuff, and you can tell in the ingredient list of when you start dissecting what it actually means. And here, deboned turkey, turkey meal, chicken meal, green peas, sweet potatoes, lentils, deboned chicken, deboned herring. Stop me if you hear something that's a bad, these are all good things. Chicken fat, dried whole eggs, sun-cured alfalfa meal, tapioca, natural chicken flavor. I don't hear
Is anybody getting hungry?
Yeah, I don't hear any.
Look at the list of superfoods in that too. It's amazing.
And it keeps going too. Pumpkin, squash, broccoli, spinach, and that's when you read. Sometimes when you read the stuff that we're eating, all the you don't know what it means, right? You read it, you don't even know what the heck.
Feed by nature, and you'll be to your dog or cat, and you're going to be feeding better than what you would to your kids.
Right? Yeah, right.
That's very true. Very true.
So it's obviously high quality, super fusion, natural, advanced nutritional blend. This is the turkey and sweet potato recipe. So maybe, Ron, you could talk about having this on your shelves and what it's meant to you. And you said there was a testimonial too.
Yeah. And so you have it, in a grain free, and then you also have balanced diet. Would the balanced diet be for weight issues or?
I guess you could put it in that category. Sure. You're going to have a little bit lower protein amount.
Okay. So what we find with By Nature, it's like some other or all the other premium foods out there is you feed a lot less of it. So right now, if you're going to the grocery store or going to the mart and buying your food there, realize that they are selling it based on price. They're putting the cheapest ingredients in there. I know the commercials are really tempting because they keep on going after the premium market. They keep on wanting to call themselves premium. But if the price doesn't go up, it is one of those logical things. They're not putting in the better ingredients. Corn hulls are cheaper than the nutrient dense part of the corn, if there was corn in them. So they keep on doing that on all of the ingredients. So even if they'll list the ingredients, they're putting the cheapest way of getting that ingredient in there. And what we found over the years is that this product, By Nature, you're going to feed half as much, if not less, than those other products that you're getting out of the groceries and the marts. So you're going to feed less. And then we always point out, if you're going to feed less, what else happens? You poop less. And so now you've got half as much to pick up as well. So many large breed owners out there are going, what's the name of that brand? I need that now. By Nature is what you want to feed because you're going to feed less and then they poop less. So you're going to pick up less. Just was talking with a customer yesterday and saying she was picking it up. She was like, hey, I was getting my bag of By Nature. And I said, what do you like about this brand? And she said that she had switched over to it about 90 days ago, 3 months ago. And her dog, which was a large breed, it was a mixed breed, or is, she said that there was issues with energy levels, just seemed to kind of be dopey a little bit. And she was wondering what was that all about. There was some skin issues. There was actually some hot spots, where loss of fur, irritation, and things like that. She started feeding By Nature. Energy level was up. She noticed that her dog used to take the kibble out of the bowl and put it on the side and kind of meander around it and stuff. Now the dog kind of jumps into the bowl and eats it. So she said it's very attractive. My dog just eats it up. In fact, she commonly takes care of other people's dogs, and she feeds those dogs the food she was given for, by that person. Well, they're always trying to eat the By Nature stuff. So it's a very attractive food on top of it. She found that the skin issues went away. Now she has that healthy skin and coat, shiny coat, hot spots are gone. Less shedding she's noticing because she has a shedding dog as well. So a lot of really good things that she's seeing as a result of feeding By Nature.
Nice. That's good to hear. By Nature, available at Petland of Iowa City. Sounds like a great food. And then one of the other things, and I don't know if you get this on your end of things, Brian, but sometimes we've talked about in the past when they're switching from that mart food or from a different food to one like this, maybe the dog isn't attracted to it right away. Is that something guys come across, or?
Not at all with this line.
Really?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's one of the big selling points.
They like the taste most
absolutely.
of the time. Yeah.
Palatability is very high, and with all the pre and probiotics in the food, you can actually allow the dog or cat to eat it with an immediate cold switch. You can transition if you want, but it's really not
because of those
always needed
prebiotics and probiotics.
Yeah, because I've heard sometimes their stomachs get a little messed up when
and that can happen.
Food, so.
But we're not finding it. They're just doing a switch and making it happen.
It sounds like a good food.
Can you speak on cat for just a second? Because we always neglect those cat customers out there. Is there anything you want to talk about on the cat side of things?
Well, with the By Nature line, there is obviously some options as far as with a grain-free and a balanced diet also. So we have similar proteins as far as a turkey, a pork, and a fish on the grain-free line, and then also a turkey and a fish with the balanced diet line with a little bit different combination of ingredients. But we've had just an amazing amount of success with the line, also with cats. Real picky cats out there, of course. So it's really been a fun year with this line, and just hearing all the testimonials and all the great results people are having. I mean, it is specifically, sorry, can't talk, also formulated to help protect the pet. And a lot of issues out there with people's dogs and cats, and you start feeding the By Nature line, and suddenly lots and lots of these issues are going away.
That's a good feel good story there too. I know Ron's happy when he sees that, when somebody comes in and the dog keeps scratching itself all the time. All of a sudden, you switch the food, the dog's fine, and so that makes the customer happy too. And as dog owners and pet lovers, like many of us are, you don't want to see your dog, having issues, and so this is maybe a way you can help out just by changing the food.
Yeah. And do we have some specials going on with both the dog and cat food as well?
Yeah, there's dollars off on both sides bags. We're going to offer buy one, get one on the cans. We also offer a nice line of cans for dog and cat.
Okay.
And dollars off on the dog treats as well. So
how does that work? Is there going to be a coupon on the bag or something like that? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an in-store promotion. But
okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we are just about out of time, but it's been a really nice time meeting you, Brian. I always enjoy meeting some of the people Ron works with, and it sounds like you're busy. Where are you off to? You headed back to Milwaukee today?
I'm actually going to go to the store for the day.
Get ready for all the customers to pile in.
We got a nice By Nature display set up there, so I'm going to do like an in-store demo on the By Nature line and in the World's Best line.
Neat. All right. So people, if you're going to stop by the store, well, this airs Sunday, but maybe you would have seen Brian hanging out there with his brand, and we appreciate your time. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, we are out of time. Ron, anything else you want to squeeze in as we wrap up?
We're Petland of Iowa City. We got you can't beat a $5 nail trim.
No, you can't.
Just bring in the distemper and the rabies vaccination with you, and you don't need an appointment. Just bring it in, and we'll take care of those nails for you. We have a buy 10, get one free on all of our dog food and cat food.
Including By Nature?
Including By Nature.
Thank you.
And so that's a great deal that you can get. And we track it for you, so you don't have to cut the UPCs or anything like that. We make it real simple. It's always a party, and Jay's been in line when somebody gets a free bag. It happened again yesterday. I was doing the register, and somebody was getting their credit card out and ready to pay for it and all that. And I go, this one's free. Woo! It was a party in line. And so it's always fun when that happens. And just come in and play. We're all about education. If you're looking for a dog, a cat, a hamster, a gerbil, reptiles or fish, come on in and we'll tell you this is what it's like to have this or that, and find out, match the right pet with the right family, and then meet the needs of both so that you understand what you're getting into. So come on in and have some fun.
Any hamster food with Kent there? No small animal stuff?
He's thinking through that one.
I expected him to laugh and say no, but maybe.
I tell you what, I should know, but off the top of my head, I'm not.
Oh, that's all right.
Sure.
Sounds like something's coming down the pipe.
Maybe.
Well,
all right.
We offer a great, amount of different products. So
I'm sure.
Hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Brian. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, we are out of time. Got to go. For Brian and Ron, I'm Jay. Bye.
Somebody would have to say to him, a doctor would have to say to him, or a coach or former coach or teammate, hey, I'm going to be honest with you, this. And then if he decides to listen to them. But it seems like it's been stretched out a little bit farther than I thought it was going to. Yes, McLovin.
What if Elway reached an agreement with Peyton? You play for the veterans minimum, so we can we can pay Osweiler $14 million. Do us a deal, and we'll let you.
But
go
he
out
wants
the way
to
you want.
play.
No, I know.
So I have Osweiler making 14, but he's not going to play, and I have Peyton there.
Oh, Osweiler wants to play. You're saying?
Yeah. Yes. Why wouldn't he?
For $14 million to sit behind Peyton. I mean, would you rather? Like the other option is go to Cleveland for $13
but Brock
million and get
Osweiler
killed?
is.
800 KXIC Morning Host Jay Capron here with Ron Salzer. Ron, what are we going to talk about this Sunday?
So what breed originates from the Chukchi people? It's the Siberian Husky. So we'll say, is that the right breed for you? We have Brian from By Nature and World's Best Cat Litter. We're going to talk about this wonderful food called By Nature for both cats and dogs, and how you will feed less of it. They will poop less. I know that sounds weird. And you'll get great benefits for your both dog and cat. And then World's Best. Holy cow, it's made here in Iowa. We're going to learn more about that and how it works.
That's Ron Salzer with Petland of Iowa City. Catch the Positively Petland show 9 a.m. on Sundays on KXIC and KXIC.com.
Confirmed.
Okay.
You're good, buddy.
Might be good to clear it up right now, but yeah, Fritzy.
Yeah, I couldn't get a good read on. We were talking to him if he's upset or joking or not. He's going to try to clear it up, I guess, for us, but could not tell whether he was angry or not.